afternoon, volleyball fans. Welcome back to the 2024 Shakey Super League Pre-Season Championship. My name is Fiona Bacani, your courtside reporter for today's games, and we are currently live here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum for a very exciting triple header. Now, in just a few moments, we will be seeing some action between the Mapua Lady Cardinals going up against the UE Lady Warriors in just a few moments. And later on at 3:30 p.m., we have the LPU Lady Pirates going up against the UST Golden Tigresses. And to end this Saturday's triple header, we have Colegio de San Juan de Letran going up against the UP Fighting Maroons at 6 p.m. But before we head on over to our matches today, let's take a look back at what went down yesterday. For our first match, UE defeated the Perpetual Lady Altas in 3 straight sets, and for yesterday's second game, Arellano University defeated San Beda University in a 5-set thriller. And of course, to end yesterday's triple header, we had the NU Lady Bulldogs who defeated the Ateneo Blue Eagles in 4 sets. Now let's head on back to our matches today. We got to talk to Aliana Nicole Ong about her what-ifs. Let's watch this.
I'm Aliana Nicole Ong from Mapua University, and this is What If. If I'm not a volleyball player, I would be a culinary student. Because growing up, I really like food and na-enjoy ko yung pagluluto with my mom. If I had a time machine, I would go to the past para makasama ko yung mga dinosaur. Wala lang, ang interesting lang kasi nila. If I'm a part of a girl group, I would be the main dancer kasi di ako dancer, so matry lang ganun. If I had superpowers, my power would be to read people's minds kasi wala, curious lang sa thoughts nila. If I win 1 million pesos, I would buy a car. Dahil dyan, if I would go on a road trip, I would go to Bicol. Gusto ko makita yung Mount Mayon. If I had one wish, it would be for everyone to be happy. Because everyone deserves to be happy. Hi, I'm Aliana Nicole Ong from the Mapua University, and that was What If.
We just saw Nicole Ong from the Mapua Lady Cardinals, who always has a chef's kiss performance every time she's on the court. And speaking of really good food, the Shakey's Super League bundle is now available in 3 types: the SSL 999, the SSL Classic, and the SSL Gold. Whether you're craving pizza, mojos, or pasta, there's a bundle for every appetite. And it gets even better. Classic and Gold bundles now come with a Shakey Super Card for even more perks and discounts. So order your bundle today, enjoy the game, and make it a win-win with Shakey's. And of course, for those of you who aren't here at the venue today, you can always catch the Shakey Super League Preseason Championship live on the Smart LiveStream App, free and open to all networks. Also live on Smart Sports and Puso, Pilipinas. You can also watch on the Shakey Super League Facebook page and on TV at Solar Sports. Now it's time to get back to the match at hand. Will the Mapua Lady Cardinals finally bounce back from defeat, or will the UE Lady Warriors continue on to win their 3rd straight victory in today's match? We're about to find out in just a few moments. This quick set is brought to you by Smart.
Another triple header Saturday at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum as we witness the UE Lady Warriors go up against the Mapua Lady Cardinals for our first match of the day. We have the battle of the middles, and that's Nicole Ong and Riza Nogales. A very interesting matchup for this afternoon and our triple header Saturday actually, Richie. So our matches for today, our first match, that's the Mapua University Lady Cardinals, who will be taking on the University of the East Lady Warriors with our match story, Not Backing Down. Good afternoon again, volleyball fans. I am Kayla Reyes together with my partner Richie Cordero and Fiona Bacani on the sidelines. Richie, can you believe it's already the second week of our SSL preseason championships?
Yes, and what better way than to start with our match today with blocking and net defense as a strong points for both of our teams. Mapua will need to establish their net defense against the strong attackers of the UE Lady Warriors.
Definitely a very exciting match in store for our volleyball fans. But let's now take a look at the updated pool standings here. For Pool A, we see Arellano and NU leading that pool. For Pool B, we have UE and LPU. For Pool C, we have Letran and DLSU. And lastly, for Pool D, we have FEU and San Sebastian Lady Stags. But Richie, let's zero in on the team playing for our first match, and that's Pool B.
Now for Pool B, with 2 victories they've gained, UE has the highest chance to secure the spot to proceed in the next round, while LPU, on the other hand, has 1 win and 1 loss. And Mapua University has their waters being tested as they will need to win all of their games in straight sets to be able to secure that spot.
Well, actually, Richie, for the Mapua Lady Cardinals and their last game performance, they actually lost to the Lyceum of the Philippines University in 5 thrilling sets. That's 9-25, 25-19, 25-20, 24-26, and 12-15.
Mapua was heavily challenged as they extended their last match to 5 sets. Although they lost the first set, they quickly bounced back and grabbed the next 2 sets, securing a lead. Unfortunately, falling short in an extended 4th set and being defeated by LPU.
And as we can see, our numbers here, LPU really outscoring Mapua in terms of those the total department of their scores, but Mapua leading the attacking department there with 41 attacks to 16, only 16 coming from LPU. But one girl who really led the pack here for the Lady Cardinals is Aliana Ong, the middle blocker of this squad.
Nicole Ong bravely led her team, especially when it comes to the attacks and the blocks that she provided for her squad. She had 13 attacks, 6 out of 8 of the total blocks that Mapua actually created in that set, or that match rather.
She totaled 21 points, 13 of those coming from attacks, 6 blocks, and 2 aces. Well, let's now take a look at the performance of their opponents, and that's the UE Lady Warriors, who have not dropped a single match so far in the 2024 Shakey Super League Preseason Championship, and that's against Perpetual. They won versus Perpetual in 3 straight sets, 25-17, 25-20, and 25-15.
And we see that they established their blocking and their service aces in that game, where they hailed over Perpetual, and they also had more attacks to their name.
So that was a very good match so far good performance so far for the UE Lady Warriors, who are actually fielding in now Jelay Gajero, who came back from an injury in the previous seasons. But the player that shined the brightest in that match was definitely Cassie Dongalio with 11 points, 10 of those coming from attacks and 1 coming from an ace. But I will now turn you over to our game announcer for the callouts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in the city of Manila. This is the Shakey Super League 2024 Preseason Championship. Our first game features Mapua going up against UE. Let us now meet the players for both teams. First, for the University of the East Lady Red Warriors. Beginning with team captain number 12, Kizzy Madriaga. First libero, number 10, Shamel Fernandez. Number 1, Kai Cepada. Number 2, Casey Balingit. Number 3, Din Ecalia. Number 6, Claire Castillo. Number 7, Jelay Gajero. Number 8, Yesha Rojo. Number 11, Kisha Pambulagad. Number 14, Ash Caniete. Number 16, Bea Zamudio. Number 17, Lau Ginoo. And there's number 19, Rizal Nogales, and their second libero is number 20, Angelica Reyes. And now let's meet the Mapua University Lady Cardinals. Beginning with the team captain, number 3, Tere Manalo. First libero, number 19, Alega Kula. Number 1, Greg Kapandin. Number 2, Raisa Rica Blanca. Number 4, Frey Garcia. Number 5, Clarence Marcos. Number 7, Jem Gavika. Number 9, D.Y. Yabut. Number 10, Tet Manarang. Number 11, Nicole Ong. Number 15, Francis Makatangay. Number 16, Nadine Verses. Number 22, Svet Kayanan. And their second libero is number 6, Princess Rebustes. Presenting our game officials for match number 11. First referee Jason Magal. Second referee Spinka Busa. Let us now meet the starting lines for both teams. First, for Mapua University Lady Cardinals. Beginning with the team captain, middle blocker, number 3, Tere Manalo. Opposite hitter, number 1, Greg Kapandin. Outside hitter, number 4, Frey Garcia. Setter, number 7, Jem Gavika. Middle blocker, number 11, Nicole Ong. Outside hitter, number 16, Nadine Verses. And their starting libero is number 19, Alega Kula. The head coach of the Mapua Lady Cardinals is Clarence Esteban. And now the starting lineup for the University of the East Lady Red Warriors. Beginning with the team captain, setter number 12, Kizzy Madriaga. Outside hitter number 1, Kai Cepada. Opposite hitter number 2, Casey Balingin. Outside hitter number 7, Jelay Cajero. Middle blocker number 8, Yesha Rojo. Another middle blocker number 19, Riza Nogales. And their starting libero is number 10, Shamel Fernandez. Coaching the UE Lady Red Warriors is Dr. Obet Pita.
It's the Lady Cardinals taking on the Lady Warriors with our game story, Not Backing Down. Let's take a look at Mapua's starting lineup. We have Nicole Ong, Yap, Verses, Manalo, Garcia, Gavika, and their first libero, Freebie Gakula. On the other side of the court for the UE Lady Warriors, we have Kizzy Madriaga, Jelay Gajero, Riza Nogales, Case Balingit, Yesha Rojo, Casey Cepada, and lastly, Gracen Fernandez as their starting libero. An exciting matchup we have in store for us today, and for our volleyball fans, it's UAAP versus NCAA for our triple header Saturday. The first match this Saturday afternoon in the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. As we get things rolling, this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. So first serve goes to the Lady Cardinals. Good receive so far by Cepada. Gajero with an attack and scores one right away.
Easy point there for Gajero. And we see that the UE Lady Warriors, their performance in the past games have been dominating and consistent. So we'll see how they will bring that in today's game against the Mapua Cardinals.
Nogales commits a service error here. One of the top players for the Lady Warriors. Versus with a serve here for Mapua. Madriaga sets up Balingit.
Good first ball there coming from Ale Gahula.
Gajero from the wing. Good block there by UE. Good coverage though by Mapua. Madriaga to Rojo. And Rojo gets one on the board.
Easy clip there from Rojo. A great setup also coming from UE.
So far, UE with a 1-point lead in the first set. Gavika chooses the wing. Madriaga to Gajero again for UE. Off-speed attack. Good adjust there coming from Kizzy Madriaga to Yesha Rojo.
2 consecutive points coming from Rojo. And what we see right now is that Mapua is able to actually give the first balls to their setter and produce plays. It's just that killing factor that they're looking for their second point.
Cabadin adjusts to that tight set. And Gajero with another point, just finding those empty zones on the side of Mapua.
Now, if you look at that attack, it was actually a bit off the way that Gajero made contact with that ball, but it still was easily placed in zone number 4.
Gavika to Ong.
Good first ball here from Mapua.
Cabadin from the opposite. And a good point here coming from the Mapua Lady Cardinals.
She had an advantage there, given that she was only covered with 2 blockers. Na medyo late pa sila sa pag-block kay Cabadin.
Nicole Ong on deck to serve.
Easy serve there. Rojo once again.
Off-speed attack here for Mapua. Gavika chooses Cabadin, has to adjust to that tough set. Gajero. Manalo brings that one over. Free ball here for the Lady Cardinals. Attack from the opposite again. Good rally so far from both of these squads. Good defense by both teams. Ball still in play here. And a good rally again. Rojo ending that one.
You saw that it was a combination of attacks coming from both of our teams. So Rojo using the variety that she has as an attacker to properly place that ball where it was misread by Mapua.
Back row attack here for Mapua. Cepada now in the front. A touch, let's see. And yes, there was a touch on that last sequence. So point here for UE.
Lucky hit coming from Cepada for her first point in today's game.
Score is now 6-2. Lady Warriors with the lead so far. Make that 7-2 because of that service ace coming from Jelay Gajero. This serve of the game is brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. Service error this time around coming from Gajero. Tried to go for a drop or a short serve rather, but miscalculating that one. Overpass there by UE. Cepada with an attack. That one does not go over.
Now we know that Separa isn't the tallest of players, so a set like that na medyo buka na sa net, medyo mahihirapan siya mag-adjust doon. That's why the angle of her attack was off.
Let's see how she bounces back as one of the veteran players on the side of the Lady Warriors. Balingit from the opposite. And a block by UE there. That's a block on Gavika.
Lady Warriors establishing their net defense as early as the first set.
This block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Shakey's Thin Crust, now with more cheese. Then incredibly cheesier. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Cassie Dongalio on your screens here from the University of the East Lady Warriors. Her last match performance versus Perpetual, she had 11 points. 10 of those coming from attacks and 1 service ace. But let's now hear from Fiona on the sidelines as to why she isn't playing for today's match.
Earlier, I got to talk to UE's Cassie Dongalio, who told me that she won't be playing today as she's currently nursing her wrist injury. She's had a cast for a few months on her right arm, and while the injury has gotten better, she was advised to take a PRP, which she came from this morning to ensure that her wrist fully heals. Dongalio was asked to rest for 1 to 2 days, pero sabi nga niya, pagkatapos nun, bounce back ulit. Despite not playing on the court today, she has full trust in her teammates to do whatever it takes to win. As she cheers on her squad in the sidelines, UE looks to have another win rise from the East. Now back to you, Kayla and Richie.
Well, thank you for that, Fiona. Well, that's actually not a pretty sight to see for the Lady Warriors, but you have a lot of girls stepping up on their side of the court.
It's not a pretty sight to see, especially when you're the one injured and seeing that your team, who you work together with to defeat and to reach one goal, and you have to sit one out. Of course, we have to empathize with Dongalio, but to see that she has full trust with her teammates to really carry out the performance expected coming from the coach and, of course, the audience.
Definitely, but you have girls like Jelay Gajero, Casey Cepata, as well as Riza Nogales stepping up here. But meanwhile, the Mapua Lady Cardinals taking charge in that last sequence with a point coming from the middle.
We also have to give credit to Mapua because they are able to have their first ball established and produce plays as well.
Good save there by Garcia. Madriaga, back row to Gajero. Free ball here for the Warriors. Madriaga to Nogales. And that Nogales and Madriaga connection is really well established so far in this league. Well, that smart power play was brought to you by Smart Power All 99. Load now.
Now, as a setter, I feel like your middle blockers are one of the most vital players that you have to really gain that connection with.
And credits as well to the perfect passes that are given in order for the setters to activate their middle blockers. There is a fault in that last play by Mapua. So point here for UE. And a timeout called by Mapua.
O ano lang, gusto mo kasi din eh. Dapat wala namang ganun eh. Diba? Pre yan. Yung posisyon mo, huwag mo load-loadan. Punta mo talaga yung bola mo, kunin mo talaga siya. Diba? Nangyari, ginagano-gano mo, naninigas kayo dun sa loob eh. Tere, yung block kasi, naka-ready block. Hindi mo alam kung mablock ka ba o hindi. Eh, yung kukunin mo, quick eh. A-pass, quick. Ano gagawin mo doon? Tumalo na maayos doon. Diba? Eh, binibitawan yun ang binibitawan. Ganyan talaga mangyayari sa atin. Diba? Laro naman tayo ng tama.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Now the girls of the Lady Cardinals was really instructed to find that finish when they produce the plays, especially because medyo nababagalan si coach sa paggalaw nila sa loob ng court.
Going back to the game, so far score is 6-12. UE still with the lead in this first set. On deck to serve now for Mapua is team captain Manalo, one of the veterans for the Lady Cardinals. And Nogales continuing to be a force in that front line with another point here.
And again, the connection of Madriaga to Nogales, even though it was a bit hard for her to set up Nogales na hindi na sila nakaposisyon, she was still able to find that hand, especially with the reach of Nogales.
Gavika to Ong in the middle.
A bit too high for Ong that set.
Gavika to the open side. Good blocking so far by UE.
But great coverage coming from Mapua as well.
Gajero drop ball. Good save there. Easy ball here for UE. Gajero. Gavika with the chase. Good rally again by both squads, but Gajero ends that one with another powerful hit down the line.
Killer instinct is what we can expect coming from Jelle Gajero, especially with the performances that she's been producing in this season.
Definitely, and also coming back from an injury. So far, so much confidence in the way she plays. Cepada from the back. And a miss set there by Mapua, but a smart play coming from Casey Balingit, finding that end line.
You know, it doesn't always have to be a powerful hit or a service ace, but that smart hit coming from UE really shows the maturity level that they have inside of the court, that they can have variety when it comes to making points.
Although it doesn't help that after they are able to make some points and have some runs, an error is committed at the service deck. So score is 15-7. UE still with the lead here. Nogales from the opposite. Good chase by UE.
Great adjustment coming from Gajero. You see that that set was coming from the back and medyo hinabol na lang niya yun. And she was still able to calculate where she was going to jump off to properly hit that ball.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Back from that technical timeout. Let's take a look at our Smart Power player. That's Aliana Nicole Ong and her last match performance versus the Lady Pirates with 21 big points contributing from all ends of the floor. Mapa service, Mapa block, and even her attacks as well.
Now, a service ace there coming from Nogales. Now, coming from that timeout, Kayla, we see that the score is a bit far from one another. We'll need the blockings to come back for Mapua. But first, let's see how that bounce back coming from Nicole Ong really just defended her.
This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now.
Now again, most of the points coming from UE is from attacks. So what we need to see from Mapua is to really establish a net defense against them.
actually right on cue earlier. Ong with that point. Really one of the girls to watch out for if you are the UE Lady Warriors. She has been really consistent all throughout the tournament and the games they've already played. Good save there. Although the third ball unable to cross over the net.
Yung patong play ang ginawa dito ng UE. And you see Gajero just coming out of nowhere and soaring so high. And to think that she had a knee injury and she confidently soars.
Substitution now for UE as the all-to-play rule is in effect. But once we hit that middle part of the set, it's free substitutions by both squads. So that was Ikalia with the serve just a few moments ago.
Great saves here coming from Mapua.
But a monster block there coming from Gajero and the Rojo.
You know, that's the advantage of being so familiar inside of the court where players will know how to position themselves to properly guard the net.
This block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now.
Another point there coming from Gajero. This time, regalo naman ang binigay niya dito sa Lady Cardinals.
Big lead so far here for UE. 20-9. Ikalia again with the serve. And an ace here for Ikalia.
Another service ace coming from UE.
Timeout called by Mapua. Let's listen in.
Malayo na nga yung score, ganyan pa, nag-error pa tayo. Rebu, kaya kita pinilatan kasi nga hindi makadepensa, maka-receive, ganun din mangyayari sa'yo. Paano tayo mangyayari dyan? Diba? Ngayon, yung nangyayari kasi doon sa atake, walang variation yung bola natin. Puro diretso lang. Pwede naman mag-drop, pwede mag-roll, pwede nyo ilayo. Okay, nasa harap ka, pre yan. O deep cross yung paluan mo, wag mong basagin yung block. Di mo kayang basagin eh. Tibay din mag-block eh, anong gagawin natin? Di mag-isip tayo, patalinuhan na lang maglaro. Diba? Wag na lang puro palo, wag na lang puro ano, diba? Gawa nyo rin ang paraan. Nagkakamali din naman sila eh. Ha?
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Coach Aying there just advising his players to have variety in attacks, and what they always say is that a powerful spiker is different from a smart spiker because you'll know that the blocking system of your opponent is well established, so you're gonna have to make different choices when it's not working for your team.
Off-speed attack there for Mapua. Attack from the opposite. Gavika chooses Kabadin, but goes for the drop.
You see them following the instructions of their coach, but not yet successful at this point.
Gavika to Garcia. Good save there by the libero, Reyes of UE. Pancake save, so ball still alive. Although, wrong decision made by UE's libero. But they just laughed that out as they have a comfortable lead so far in this set.
We see Nicole Ong on the service line for Mapua.
Long ball serve for Ong. Hit goes out though.
Easy point for Mapua.
Number 17, that was Ginoo of UE. Ginoo will try again, although that one does not cross over the net. So another point here for Mapua. So newly subbed Loritz Ginoo, one of the younger players in the side of the Lady Warriors. Coach Obet giving the rookies some playing time. Gavika gives up a free ball. Rojo from the middle, and Rojo stops that run from the Lady Cardinals.
Rojo very light on her feet as she gets up for that quick attack. And it's also an advantage that she only had one blocker in front of her, giving her the choice to bring that ball wherever she wants to go.
Substitution now though for the Lady Cardinals. That's number 15 Makatangay in for Garcia. Coach Aying switching things up.
Better first ball for Mapua.
Free ball here for the Lady Cardinals. And a quick attack coming from their team captain, Manalo.
Now that's what we've been waiting for, is for them to really deliver those quicker plays, especially with UE having established their blocking. That's what we needed for Mapua.
This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now. Good movement coming from the Lady Cardinals. As you mentioned, Richie, something we really want to see from them. Although a response here from UE once again.
Now this time, she opted to just drop that ball given that she saw that her blocker was late and everyone actually stepped back, anticipating for a longer attack.
One of the top players for Mapua now in the ball game. That's Rica Blanca.
Now I think Coach Aying was actually saving her for the second set, but this time he puts her in to maybe help the team a little bit more.
Rojo on deck to serve now for UE. And a touch there from Makatangay. So a point and a service ace again for the Lady Warriors.
Beautiful serve there coming from Rojo.
That puts UE at set point, 24-13. Faulty reception by the Lady Cardinals. Free ball given up though, and no one there to get that ball for UE. So missed opportunity to end that set.
UE looked frozen for that point.
They were just looking at each other. Well, miscommunication between Cañete and the players at the back. But Makatangay throws that serve away. So UE wins this first set 25-14.
Now we saw that Mapua gave a fight as well, especially when it comes to receiving, but that ended our set with UE winning 25-14 of Mapua.
There's nothing like winning the game. For great times, great memories.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
And that is our campaign for next year.
Approved! Shakey's! Shakey's! Shakey's!
Pa-deliver tayo!
Happy? Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Free delivery. Exclusive deals. If it's late, it's free. Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power All-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
The Shakey Super League bundle is now available in 3 types: SSL 999, SSL Classic, and SSL Gold. Whether you're craving pizza, mojos, or pasta, There's a bundle for every appetite, and it gets even better with Classic and Gold bundles now coming with a Shakey Supercard for even more perks and discounts. So order your bundle today, enjoy the game, and make it a win-win with Shakeys. Let's discuss what happened, Richie, in set 1 between UE and Mapua.
Now, the first set was sparked as Gajero, Cepada, Nogales, and most of all Rojo, who fiercely produced points coming from the attack line, as we see here in our screens, that challenged the Lady Cardinals to exhibit the same level of intensity inside of the court. They were struggling to really get that first ball coming from services and the attack points coming from the UE Lady Warriors.
Definitely an all-around effort coming from UE, which was too much to handle for Mapua, which is why that set ended in 25-14.
Now we'll see how Mapua will actually bounce back. Let's not forget that in the previous game, they were also lost the first set but got the next 2 sets. But let's take a look at the set 1 statistics. We see that UE really hailed over with 17 attack points in comparison to Mapua only having 6. 2 block points again for UE coming from Gajero and Nogales. And we have 4 service aces that really helped UE take that first set.
More errors though on the side of UE. They saw a lot of service errors, although they still prevailed in that set. But second set, this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. So UE gets one on the board here first in the second set. New faces on the court because of our all-to-play rule, which gives an opportunity to all players in the roster to get some exposure and playing time in this tournament.
And that's also the beauty of the all-to-play rule, is that the first stringers can also reflect on the performance that they did in the first set, that whenever they are needed inside of the court again, they are able to generally reflect and change the things that they would want to change and retain the things that were effective inside of the court.
Ginoo now playing as setter. She was fielded in as an outside hitter in that first set as a sub, but now you have Ekalia as the setter and Ginoo as the opposite attacker. Attack from the opposite on the side of Mapua. Makatangay denied there at the net. Good coverage though. Ekalia to Ginoo. Makatangay will try again, and this time gets that point.
Fearless Makatangay really powered through the 2 blockers that were guarding her for that attack.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. Ekalia to the opposite, and Zamudio gets a point there.
High elevation coming from this girl as she now heads over to the service line.
On deck to serve is Beatrice and Zamudio, service specialist for the Lady Warriors, and right on cue, Richie getting a service ace.
And back-to-back points coming from this girl.
Good serve coming from her, and on the libero of the Lady Cardinals. Another good serve, challenging that reception of the Lady Cardinals. Ball still alive here, free ball for UE. And the combination play there, but ball still in play. Ginoo will set up her teammate, and a point here coming from number 6, Castillo.
What a great advantage coming from the UE Lady Warriors, having 2 setters inside of the court. So that's a 4-2 play for Doc Obet.
Actually, I got confused earlier. I thought it was Ginoo a setter, but as you mentioned, Richie, they have a 4-2 system going on right now. So that's Ginoo and Ekalia.
And it will actually depend on whoever is in the back line will become the spiker. But first, that powerful attack for Mapua Cardinals, getting that ball rolling for them.
Good strategy coming from Coach Obet, having 2 setters on the court. You can see also the versatility that Ginoo has. Meanwhile, a point coming from Mapua. That was care of Raisa Rica Blanca.
And we know that Rica Blanca is also one of the players na maaasahan mo talaga para mag-produce ng points dito sa team niya.
Although serve goes out here for Makatangay. So point for the Lady Warriors.
Well, maybe that was also the strategy here coming from Coach Aying, because Nicole Ong was in the first stringers that he placed inside. So now that he saved Rica Blanca to lead the second stringers.
What's interesting also with what you mentioned, Richie, is with this all-to-play rule, we can see also the strategies of each squad and each coach and how they field in their players and how they separate the rookies from the veterans in order to get going in each set, of course.
Yes, and it also helps because the players get mixed with one another, and it's not just the first stringers that get the exposure in playing against the teams.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Shakey's Thin Crust, now with more cheese. Then incredibly cheesier. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Well, aside from Nicole Ong, another top gun for the Lady Cardinals is Raisa Janelle Rica Blanca with 11 big points, 9 of those coming from attacks and 2 of those coming from her blocks in their last match versus Lyceum.
And in that match, 2 out of 8 points. Actually, if Nicole Ong had 6, Rica Blanca gave those 2 points coming from those blocks. So let's see how she will utilize that skill here in today's match.
Let's now hear from Fiona on the sidelines once again.
Following their 5-set loss against LPU, sinabi sa akin ni Raisa Rica Blanca na ayaw niyang hanggang sayang na lang. Kung lalaban, ilaban talaga at tapusin na rin. Now, as one of the more vocal players on the court, she feels the need to step up, especially in a rookie-led team. She's a firm believer in communication is key and wants to set an example for her younger teammates. Kahit malakas ka maglaro pero di ka nagsasalita, paano mo maipapakita ang skills mo, sabi niya. Simula pa lang, kailangan ng buhayin ang team. Kahit isa man lang magsalita at ako yon, sana maipasa rin sa team kaysa magsisi pa sa huli, dagdag pa niya. Nilagay ako dito ni Coach kasi naniniwala siya sa akin, kaya di ko na sasayangin to. Balik sa inyo, Kayla and Richie.
Now the power of being vocal inside of the court really shows leadership, especially with a rookie-led team, as she said. It also shows that she is confident in herself, and that can also be established in the rookies and the other players in her team.
Rica Blanca, one of the veterans rather in this Mapua team, really taking charge. Aside from, as you mentioned earlier, of course, we have Nicole Ong and their team captain, Therese Manalo.
And to think that she's not a setter, because usually setters are the most vocal players inside of the court. It's nice for her to take initiative, to really want to lead her team into victory.
Definitely, and to bring out the best in the new players that Coach Aying has this season. Meanwhile, UE still with the lead in this second set as well, 11-5.
Offset there coming from Mapua, causing that attack error from Kayanan.
Castillo now on deck to serve though for UE. Serve goes wide.
Now we have to limit those errors coming from the service line of UE.
Score is 12-6. UE with the lead.
Beautiful serve there coming from Mapua. Back error from Cañete. She was a bit too far from the net, unable to adjust the angle she wanted for that attack. Service error coming from Mapua.
Cañete with the serve.
Great set there. Attack from the back for UE. Good first ball, and ball is still alive. Ekalia setting up.
Attack there from number 9. That's Yabut of Mapua, who ends that rally. Good sequence by both squads, but Yabut finds an opening and puts it away. Service error though.
Miss hit coming from Mapua. Although there seems to be a rotation violation coming from the UE. Yes.
These are the points that medyo nasasayangan ako because
well, it's a free point.
yes,
to
a free
start
point
with.
to their opponent, and
An advantage for Mapua to actually take and find that momentum to be brought to their court.
our officials are clarifying that last sequence that just happened where a rotational error was called. There could have been overlapping of players or someone who is not in their proper position. So that point will be replayed. Good serve by Mapua. Care of Yabut. Gets a service ace.
Exactly what we were talking about. Once they get that momentum, makukuha din nila yung rhythm nila when it comes to serving and gaining more points for her squad. Another good serve there coming from Yabut.
Better receive from UE. And someone touched the net, I believe. So point again for the Lady Warriors.
But can you just highlight the elevation that Zamudio actually has coming from the UE Lady Warriors?
She's not the tallest of players, but when she gets up, she is able to hit that ball.
Not the tallest of players, and she's also very, very strong coming from her build.
Medyo nagkagulo sila on that last play. But point will remain with UE here.
Great net presence there coming from the Lady Warriors. Really establishing and dominating in the net. That's Famulagan.
Those free balls are really missed opportunities if they're not able to directly give it to the setter, as we've been seeing in those past rallies. But Makatangay stops the bleeding and drills one down.
And coming also from an underhand set from Gakula, she was able to really establish herself for that attack.
That smart power play was brought to you by Smart Power All 99. Load now. As Famulagan scores another point here from the middle. This spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Back from that timeout, or technical timeout rather, UE with a 6-point lead in the second set.
Now I want to point out the differences between these two players during that timeout. Mapua Lady Cardinals was actually huddled with their coach, while the ladies in red were talking to one another, being the ones to lead themselves for the set.
As another point here coming from UE, the Lady Cardinals unable to control that attack, rather.
Good first ball for Mapua, but unable to bag that attack.
Rica Blanca asking for a check.
Our referees are calling for the captains of the team.
Hard to say from our angle here, Richie. But let's see if there was a touch on that last attack by Mapua. UE with a huge 7-point lead as we hit the latter parts of our set. What do you think Mapua needs to do in order to get back in this match?
Well, they are able to get their first balls, but that again from the first set, that killer instinct to really get the points coming from attacks and to produce the same intensity plays that UE has been providing in the set.
Although no touch was called on that last sequence, point goes to UE, and they now have an 8-point lead.
Good serve once again.
Make that 9-point lead because of that service ace by Zamudio, really stepping up in this second set.
You know, she's performing well when it comes to her attacking, her coverage, when it comes to net defense, and now she's really providing points where she's really known for and trusted with, which is her service.
Better receive now by Mapua.
Good first ball as well coming from her.
Italia to the open side. Gakula sets up. Rica Blanca goes for that off-speed attack. Good save there by Gakula.
Another save from Gakula.
Free ball here for UE this time. Italia to Famulagan. Rica Blanca will try again, denied at the net.
Amazing floor defense here from both of our teams.
And Makatangay ends that rally going off the block.
Now those rallies are actually the ones that power up and fuel up those attacks that you expect from your players.
This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now.
Exactly, the confidence that you get after ending a really long match matters.
Gakula to the back.
Good first ball in defense.
An exchange of powerful hits coming from both sides of the floor.
This time, credit Castillo for that attack. You see that she properly adjusted herself to move back for an attack as powerful like that.
So far, Cassie Dongalios has been right. Her teammates just stepping up despite her absence in today's match.
And I guess that's where the system of your team comes to play, especially when it comes to having a deep bench that you can fully put your trust in, even though your star players or yung mga maaasahan mo can be gone, because we really can't say how our body reacts to of course, everyday trainings and, of course, academic stress. So it's really important that you have a fallback for every player.
As Ikalia sets up Cañete, one of the vets also for UE, but Mapua getting that point.
Better presence here coming from Mapua, and we see now because the autoplay room, the autoplay rule is not established right now because it's past the second technical timeout. Nicole Ong and Rica Blanca are now both on the court for Mapua.
Although that serve goes wide for Mapua, something that they will have to limit, especially that UE is out attacking them in terms of that scoring department.
Good serve from UE.
Free ball ulit para sa UE. Good intention there by Ikalia to go for that attack.
We have to commend Mapua also, given that they were providing a free ball to UE. It was so quick to them to actually step back and prepare for a regalo, which was actually attempted by UE.
This time, a service ace coming from Rica Blanca, contributing even if she is at the back row. Much needed service ace and point for Mapua. Ekalia to
Wide
Castillo. Kayanan is denied at the net there. Makatangay from the back. Cañete goes for that drop. And UE winning that point.
Ekalia just showing mastery in, of course, setting and also blocking when it comes to providing that structure for her team. And maybe that's also the advantage of knowing how to set and knowing how to spike and block, just being very versatile as a player.
Rica Blanca tries again.
Underhand set from Ekalia.
Rica Blanca opts for that drop. Cañete was there. Zamudio. Ball still in play here. Good reflexes by these girls. Good coverage by Gakula. Ekalia chooses Cañete. Ong from the middle goes for that power tip and is successful this time around.
And that set coming from Gavika to Ong was actually a bit too low. That's why she opted for that drop ball, but it was still misread by the UE Lady Warriors.
Ekalia to Zamudio. No touch on that one. Point for Mapua.
Miscalculated for that attack. Medyo nangibabaw sa kanya yung bola sa set na yon.
Substitution here for UE. So Balingit now back in the ball game.
Score is a bit closer, so better performance coming from Mapua in the second set. Although a service error was produced just now.
Pamulaga now back in the front.
Good first ball from Gakula. And an easy point coming from Ong, being set up once again by Gavika.
Good chemistry already between Gavika and Ong. Gavika knowing exactly what Nicole Ong wants, and she is really quick to get to that ball.
And you know what, Kayla? I feel that Mapua just needed to warm up a little bit to really catch up to the energy that UE was showing. And this time around, the score is more, is closer compared to the first set.
Gavika to Makatangay, and Makatangay gets one off the hands of the blockers.
A lot of power there coming from Makatangay. Pamulagan was actually unable to block that as it hit her hands to the outside part of the court.
Subs now for Mapua. Team captain Threes Manalo in the ball game. And on the other side, we have Nogales coming in as a reinforcement for UE.
So we almost have full forces here. Good first ball.
Zamudio. I'm really impressed with how Zamudio is playing in this match. Richie, we mentioned that she's not the tallest of players, but when that set goes to her, you can really rely on her to get that point for her team.
And look at the confidence that she had, knowing she had 2 blockers and the set was already wide.
And that puts UE at set point. This time, no touch there for Zamudio. Set point saved by Mapua.
Setter Gavika is now on the service deck for Mapua, which means that Mapua has 3 spikers in the front line. A big advantage also for them to stay alive in the second set.
Vika Blanca from the opposite. Good dig there by Fernandez.
Good adjustment there for UE.
Vika Blanca again changing the direction of her hit. Pipe attack from Mapua. Ecalia to Nogales, and Nogales ends the rally and bags another set here for the UE Lady Warriors.
Just enough to close the set. We see the Lady Warriors really using the variety of their attacks to produce the most points for their squad, ending this set with 25-20.
There's nothing like winning the game. For great times, great memories.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
And that is our campaign for next year.
Approved! Shakey's, Shakey's, Shakey's!
Pa-deliver tayo!
Happy? Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Free delivery. Exclusive deals. If it's late, it's free. Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power All-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
The Shakey Super League bundle is now available in 3 types: SSL 999, SSL Classic, and SSL Gold. Whether you're craving pizza, mojos, or pasta, there's a bundle for every appetite, and it gets even better with Classic and Gold bundles now coming with a Shakey Super Card for even more perks and discounts. So order your bundle today, enjoy the game, and make it a win-win with Shakeys. A better performance here in set 2 for the Mapua Lady Cardinals, but still was not enough to defeat the UE Lady Warriors in the set, Richie.
Now Mapua inched close to the impressive game UE was showing, with Makatangay and Rica Blanca leading that group for Mapua, although Ecalia and Zamudio and Hamulagan stayed composed and victorious for that second set win.
Definitely good performance coming from both squads. As you mentioned, Richie, for UE, it was really Zamudio who stepped up big time in this second set for her squad. And let's now take a look at some numbers in this set too.
Now, as we said it was a closer game, which means that 11 attacks coming from Mapua. They actually had more attacks than UE in this set. Although we also see the opponent errors that really cost them that set, 11-7 of UE.
As you mentioned, Richie, those errors, which were costly and given up free points for UE. But UE winning 2-0 here in this first match this Saturday afternoon. This set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojo's now. So set 3 now underway. Let's see if the Mapua Lady Cardinals can bounce back from those 2 sets.
Now we're expecting that these players are now well adjusted, especially because both of our teams have full forces of their first stringers inside of the court.
Yes, we have Gajero, Zamudio,
Rojo as well for UE, who actually had a really good game in the first set.
So 4 touches called on the side of Mapua. And meanwhile, for the side of Mapua, we have Nicole Ong back on the floor. We have Makatangay. So a mixture of your first stringers and second earlier, as it's already free sub in the third set.
It's also an adjustment for both of our teams to have different players inside of the court. So it will all now depend on the familiarity and the relationships that they've had. And just like that, we see Nicole Ong proving why she is one of the star players of Mapua Lady Cardinals. Look at the net presence coming from her.
This cool play of the set is brought to you by R&B Milk Tea. Order now.
Very quick also to elevate herself to really guard that net.
But credits there to Gavika actually in that last sequence to adjust to that tight receive. And Nicole Ong, of course, following up on that one. And that whole play followed up by a service ace. Although this time around, a service error committed by Berses.
We see a closer start here coming from both of our teams.
Yeah, Rojo to serve here for UE. Another service error committed.
Now in the previous set, Mapua was the one who actually committed more errors than UE, which cost them that set. So let's not wish for that to happen here for the Lady Warriors.
Ekalia now the setter in this third set. Madriaga
sitting down, yes,
on the bench. Too high of a set there for Riza Nogales. Hindi nagawa ng paraan. So puntos na naman para sa Lady Cardinals.
A rare sight for Nogales not to have that connection with her setter, especially because with Madriaga, parang sobrang familiar na nila sa isa't isa.
Ekalia to Balingit, and Balingit soaring over those blockers of Mapua.
So much confidence in that attack.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. Gavika. Good pancake save by Gajero. Ekalia to Nogales. This time, getting their timing right.
Difficult attack there to defend for the Lady Cardinals as Nogales chose to really have that side attack very inching close to the outside part of the court.
Gavika set quite low for Manalo, but ball still in play. Good save by Gajero. Balingit.
This time she's being heavily guarded in the net. That was her third time to be blocked, and this time that point will become successful as Mapua Cardinals will gain that block point.
Good blocking so far for Mapua, anticipating those attacks coming from KC Balingit.
And to think that in the previous sequence also, she just had an attack point on her name.
Serve goes out for Mapua. As Balingit now on deck to serve for UE.
Great first ball there from Gakula. And a quick set from Gavika, although too quick as that produced an attack error for Mapua Lady Cardinals.
As that ball hitting the antenna. Gavika to the middle.
Set was a bit too low again.
Makatangay trying to go for an off-speed attack but falls short this time around.
Great attempt there, although the set was also far from the net, so it was very difficult to calculate how soft she was going to touch that ball.
Kayanan comes in for Makatangay for Mapua. She brings that ball over. Good save by Balingit. Gavika
Opting
to
for a
Kabadin.
pipe attack.
And a point here for Mapua.
Now we haven't seen a lot of backline attacks coming from Mapua, so it's nice for them to actually use this variety to surprise the defenders of the UE Lady Warriors.
UE only with a 1-point lead in this third set. Good blocking by UE, but good coverage as well from Mapua.
We're seeing lower sets here from Mapua, trying to trick the blockers of UE. But first, an attack error coming from the back row from Jelay Gajero.
Service error. Serve falls short here.
Very costly errors coming from Mapua, especially because this is not the time to be complacent with their intensity inside the court.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Shakey's Thin Crust, now with more cheese. Then incredibly cheesier. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Back from that first technical timeout in the third set, UE with a 1-point lead only versus Mapua at 7. Nogales with a serve.
Good first ball here.
One-man block by Rojo there. Another one-man block by Yesha Rojo. But Mapua prevails over UE in that point. No follow-ups after that save.
The celebration here from the Mapua Lady Cardinals, tying that game once again, 8-8. Good first ball from Gajero.
Gavika chooses Berses. And Ekalia getting that 1-2 play off an amazing hit.
Using her left hand as well, and that's the advantage of having a tall and left-handed setter, is that it's very hard for the defenders of the other court to read.
But Nicole Ong with her specialty of the house, stopping the bleeding there for Mapua.
And the great celebration also for the Lady Cardinals.
That smart power play was brought to you by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Although these costly errors coming from services not a good sight to see here.
For both of our teams, actually.
A lot of the errors are actually coming from the service line.
And services are usually the biggest point that you can make to pull away a score, especially when it's this close. So it's very crucial for them to get those services over the court. Over the net, actually.
Powerful hit coming from Nats Burses, one of the vets, as I mentioned earlier, for Mapua, contributing here in this third set with a hit from the left wing. Gavika to Ong.
But Rojo was right there to guard the Ong. And it's important that, battle of the middle blockers. We know that both our blockers and attackers in the middle are very effective.
This block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now. Kabadin. Gahero will set up Balingit. And Balingit again soaring or skying over the blockers of Mapua.
Amazing adjustment here coming from Balingit. Not knowing where it's going to fall, she still went for that attack with full confidence.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Potato Corner, world's best flavored fries. Order now. And coming off an out-of-system play, but Mapua responds with an attack coming from Kabadin.
And can we just commend the energy that we are feeling right now coming from the Lady Cardinals, is that every point that they make, even though dikit yung score natin ngayon, it really lifts up the confidence and makes the atmosphere light, especially inside the court. You don't want any negative energy.
Actually, so far in this third set, a seesaw battle between both squads. The closest, actually, they've been trailing ever since we started this match. In the first two sets, we saw that huge gap that UE had. But in this third set, medyo nakakasabay na silang dalawa. And Mapua with another point here. Care of Kabadin.
Well, let's just hope that they remain consistent in really gaining the momentum for their squad para sila naman ang makalamang dito sa game na to.
Good receive there by Reyes.
Great defense from Gakula.
Although another attack error, this time coming from Burses because of that mistimed hit from the pipe, as Casey Zapada steps in now for Zamudio. Richie, why do you think this time around in the third set, Mapua's able to keep up with UE?
I feel like the time they also had to sit back and to really watch the game and observe how their opponents play. They were able to adjust, to make those adjustments inside of the court and really speak to one another and take the coach's advice that we are actually seeing a lot of variety, a lot of slowing down and taking it slowly to produce sure balls and produce plays to make them points.
UE only with a 3-point lead.
Rica Blanca gaining more points for her squad. This time coming from an off-the-block hit. And you see that she also approached a bit far from the net. Medyo hinabol niya na lang yung atake na yon, but it was still very successful for her.
Good serve, but good receive coming from Balingit. Manarang to Burses. Rica Blanca from the opposite. Easy ball for Reyes. Cepada off-speed attack.
Good defense here from Mapua.
Gahero, good set to Cepada.
And we see how UE's points are actually very distributed when it comes to their attackers and the setters as well.
Good rally so far. Gahero playing setter here. Manarang to the back. And single block by Riza Nogales. Amazing performance from this girl all throughout our league. This block of the set is brought to you by Peri Peri Charcoal Chicken and Sauce Bar. Order now.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
UE with the 3-point lead here. Coming back from that second technical timeout. But let's see here Riza Nogales and her last 2-match performance. 8 points versus Perpetual. So far, UE no losses in the tournament, and Riza Nogales stepping up once again in their third match.
And she's proved to be a really big and key player for the UE Lady Warriors. Sepada with a long hit that sails out, awarding that point to Mapua.
And I'd also like to commend actually Riza Nogales. As we can see, we've seen her and we've watched her all throughout the different seasons of SSL, and you can really see her improvement
And her growth in the seasons.
But before that, let's hear from Fiona once again on the sidelines.
Kizzy Madriaga told me that when she's on the court, she has 2 big roles to fulfill, being a captain and being a setter. Despite having Gajero and Dongalio back in the team, as well as the likes of Nogales, she doesn't just rely on them to perform. Marami kaming hitters. Lahat sila gumagawa. Kaya ngayon, ang labanan ay yung utak talaga, sabi niya. The past year has been spent working on their progress, and the team worked hard to get the chemistry they have now. Madriaga told me that at the end of the day, it's her job to make her players work, but ultimately it's their connection that will complete the puzzle of the pieces that she has. Back to you, Kayla and Richie.
How beautifully said, Kayla, especially when it comes to a setter and the captain, that you're supposed to be leading the team, giving confidence to all of your attackers and your spikers, and to see that she's also gained confidence in each of her attackers, not only relying on one or two players, but even in today's game, we see that the setters coming from the UE Lady Warriors are very versatile, and they act as leaders too.
That's Kizzy Madriaga, one of the veterans as well, aside from Gajero and Nogales.
And that's your primary goal as a setter, is to make sure that you give confidence and that mapapagana mo lahat ng spiker mo, because each spiker has different preferred sets.
UE still with the 2-point lead, so a very close third set we are having now.
Lower set here from Gavika to Ong.
Gajero from the opposite, high ball coming from her. Kabadin. Good set to Balingit, goes for that drop. Versus too high of a set for Rojo. So point here for Mapua.
Now I want to point out in that sequence when Gavika set up Ong, it was a bit too low, and she kind of changed her form in dropping that ball, and then she later on held her arm, and that's what we don't want to see, because the form can often cause into injuries, so it's very important that they have adjustment to that problem as well.
Jelay Gajero with a point here. Stepping up for UE to try and close out this third set. Mapua only trailing by 2. Props to them as they're able to really keep it close. But a service ace coming from Yesha Rojo. timeout now called by Coach Aying. Let's listen in.
Diba? Next. Eh, usapan kasi natin, Nicole, saan ka galing dito, di ba? Kailangan tumakbo ka dito. Ngayon, pag short ball yung bola, receivein mo lang, walang problema. Kaya ang malakas na talon nyo, ito eh. Ngayon, pag nag-A-pass, dito pumasok, A-pass. May instruction naman sa kanya eh. Receivein muna natin, tapos siya tayo matake na malakas. Kailangan ko na-receive. Ale! Ale, wag mo nang pilitin. Takbo ka ng takbo. Ang likot mo masyado. Hindi mo naman kailangan maglikot dyan.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Very direct instructions Coach Aying had for his player, Nicole Ong. Just wanting her to really step up and to adjust to the plays that are given to her by the setter.
Kavika sets up Kabadin there.
And we like how calm and composed the UE Lady Warriors have been in this set, and in this game rather.
As KC Balingit scores another point off the block. But the receive here for Mapua. And Mapua scores a point here. Care of Kayanan.
Great celebration here.
So subs here for UE, Famulagan, and Madriaga back in the ball game for Gahero and Balingit.
And this time we see that the height difference of the frontliners of Mapua and UE are very different. Medyo angat dito ang UE because Nicole Ong is now on the service line. So medyo mahihirapan sila mag-block.
Richie, take a look at our floor right now. Ekalia, who was playing setter, is now playing as a spiker, and Madriaga now back into set. So Coach Obet really with big trust in his girls to be really versatile.
And that's the beauty in his system because those skills are really rooted from the basics of volleyball, that you can really do anything as long as you establish those basics.
Madriaga to Ekalia.
From the back.
Kayanan. Good dig there by Cepada. And ball is in for Riza Nogales.
Finding that corner spot. Unable to defend that anymore. Nogales really towering over and just having it easy for her in the net.
Really versatile players here on the side of UE.
Rough first ball naman from Mapua, but that point still will be awarded to them as that ball sails out coming from UE.
2-point lead only once again for UE. Let's see if they can close out the set or if Mapua will force a fourth. Nogales with another point there, really stepping up big time for UE. Timeout called by Coach Aying. Let's hear from them once again.
Diba? Na-excite kayo. Dapat yan nakita muna kung ano ginawa nung kalaban mo. Tsaka mag-decide kung anong gagawin. Hindi pa niya nga nagagawa, nakasugod ka na ron eh. Diba? O talagang ganun mangyayari. Dapat nga kuha nung gitna natin yun eh. Easy ball dapat yun eh. Bakit di drop ball na ng ganung kataas na wala pa sa atin? Okay? Sige naman, receive muna tayo na maayos. Sakay sa base nyo. Tignan nyo kung ano nangyayari.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Now, it's very important and very crucial na wag madaliin ang first ball when it's being delivered to the setter, because that first ball will determine if you are able to produce a play or just those safe outside plays coming from your setter. Good serve from UE and a good first ball from Mapua, but that was blocked. Gavika now setting up Kabadin.
Nogales with a drop and another another point coming from Nogales, really doing the damage.
Consistent points here coming from Nogales, just proving her dominance here in the third set. Inching closer now, 24-20.
Casey Balingit, great serve. Madriaga to Ekalia. And no one there to get that second ball on the side of Mapua, and that does it for the UE Lady Warriors, who win another match here in the 2024 Shakey Super League preseason championship over the Mapua Lady Cardinals in 3 straight sets. Good performance though
Coming from the Lady Cardinals as they really inched close in the third set and gave a good fight as well in the second set.
but UE still undefeated in the tournament and winning without one of their key players as well, Cassie Dongalio.
And we see how they stayed really consistent in their performance, closing this game with 25-20 for the third set.
There's nothing like winning the game. For great times, great memories.
With Smart Postpaid, enjoy awesome perks, the latest gadgets, and exciting entertainment. It's more than a plan. Smart Postpaid. Live more today.
And that is our campaign for next year.
Approved! Shakey's! Shakey's! Shakey's!
Pa-deliver tayo!
Happy? Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Free delivery. Exclusive deals. If it's late, it's free. Get super happy delivery with Shakey's Super App. Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Final score is 25-14, 25-20, and 25-20, all in favor for the UE Lady Warriors. Well, this MVP of the match is brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Richie, who is our best player of the game?
Our best player of the game is Yesha Rojo, and she was able to activate all of her skills as she closed the first set as a leader with impressive attacks and staying steady on blocking the attacks of the Lady Cardinals. It was also her consistency in serving in the third set that helped her team pull away the victory to close the game.
Let's now hear from Fiona Bacani and Yesha Rojo.
Yes, so kasama po natin ngayon ang ating MVP of the match na si Yesha Rojo. So Yesha, actually napansin namin kanina na evenly distributed yung points niyo sa mga players. Very versatile kayong lahat. Part ba ito ng game plan niyo today?
Yes po, kasi po sa team po namin is dapat po important na sabay-sabay po kami nag-improve and ma-distribute po talaga na maayos yung mga plays po. Ganun.
Ngayon naman, third straight win nyo na ito dito sa league na to. May expect ba kami sa team nyo na hindi pa namin nakikita?
Yes po, as we all know na marami pong kasali po dito na team, UAP and NCAA, and we continue po na to train ourselves po, mentally, attitude, and physically. Ayun po.
Ngayon naman, Yesha, meron ka bang gustong batiin ng mga nanonood sa'yo ngayon? Friends, family, supporters.
Shoutout po sa family ko dyan and sa mga supporters po ng UE and sa Shakey's po. Thank you po. And sa teammates ko po and sa coaches.
Ngayon naman, Yesha, hindi dito nagtatapos ang ating kasiyahan for today. Dahil MVP of the match ka, meron kang special prize from Shakey's. Ayan, so congratulations once again to Yesha and the rest of the UE Lady Warriors. Now that's all from us over here. Back to you, Richie and Kayla.
Thank you, Fiona, and congratulations again to our best player of the game, Yesha Rojo, together with the rest of the UE Lady Warriors. Let's check out our Smart Powered Up plays presented by Smart. Get the most affordable Smart 5G phone for just 5,450 pesos. In set 1, Richie, we saw UE really out-attacking Mapua, and we have to give credit here to Gahero Rojo, our MVP of the match. Riza Nogales, an all-around effort. They out-attacked Mapua 17-6 in terms of their attack points in that set. Moving on to set number 2.
Set number 2, it was a closer ball game between these two teams, where we had Zunidio from Mapua, who actually really stepped up for her squad, while UE naman really just showing dominance and maturity in the way they play and in providing the most points in attacks and services. While set number 3,
for set number 3, for Mapua, big credits here to Kabadin and of course Nicolo Ong, as well as Gavika, their playmaker, for still putting up a good fight against the Lady Warriors. But UE still too much to handle here because of the efforts coming from Riza Nogales, who also scored 11 big points once again in today's match. A very consistent performance from her all throughout this league, aside from our best player. As we now see some of our numbers in today's match. Well, up next, we have 2 more exciting games for you volleyball fans. We have Lyceum of the Philippines going up against UST with their debut match of the tournament. And after that, we have Letran going up against UP. Kayla Reyes and Richie Cordero together with Fiona Bacani as your panel today. We'll see you in just a short while for game number 2.